can do. The rest just turned up, so we might be a little bit longer than that. I'll check with the ref now. The ref's just standing next to me, so I can double check. Yeah. Yeah. That's all right. Yeah, that's not a problem. Have you got the 2 team sheets? All right. All right. All right. That's fair. That's all right. That's not a problem. The second game, the 2 team sheets you have, probably not the right one. But all we can do, I tell you what, when it comes to that later on, we'll just gloss over it. So the team sheets for the second game later on today, they're probably wrong. But if I can't get hold of the right team sheets,
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, welcome to this afternoon's doubleheader here at Old Bedians in Lancashire, here in Manchester. Later on today we have the big one. It's the rematch in the Lancashire Senior Football Championship final between John Mitchell's of Liverpool, and they're taking on the defending champions St Brendan's of Manchester. And up first, just about to get underway, we have the Junior B Cup final, and that's St Brendan's reserves in the white and maroon against St Peter's of Manchester in the black with the gold hoop. With me on commentary today, I have Stephen Moriarty from the St Brendan's Club. Stephen, how you doing?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, really excited for this one. Obviously the big one later on with my own boys, but hoping that Brendan's can get us off to a flyer here and get the day off to a great start.
And standing next to Stephen, I've got TJ representing St Peter's. How you doing?
Good afternoon. Great to be here as chairperson of St Peter's in a Junior B game. Hopefully good game for both sides.
And we're underway. Our referee is Hal Harkin from Derry. And we've got St Brendan's on the attack, shooting to our left-hand side. An early opportunity for Brendan's.
Yeah, just looking at it here, Brendan's have they've kind of set up with a two-man full forward line inside. Mark McGonigal is actually wearing 5 as per the programme. We've got Luke Higgins wearing 4, and we have Tom Serridge wearing 21. So they're the 3 changes I can see so far.
Here we go. First chance for St Brendan's. Looks like Ryan Conroy on the ball. Someone, looks like somebody down injured at the moment.
Yeah, it's Matty Gardy, who's actually only coming back from a long-term injury there, so it's a bit of a concern after 2 or 3 minutes, but hopefully he'll be able to shake that off. He's been out for the last 9 or 10 months, so hoping it's nothing too serious. I'm just looking at Ryan Conroy's body shape here, and knowing Ryan, he's definitely going to have a go from this anyway. It's good to see Matty's back on his feet, and he's trotting away there, so hopefully he'll be able to continue for the game.
Here comes Conroy. It's a low strike, and that one's shielded out for the first wide of the game. And Stephen, just looking forward to our big one at 3 o'clock. How's everyone looking ahead of that one?
Yeah, we're in the best possible place that we can be. We've had 20 plus lads out training all year, which has been a big help. There's a lot of competition for places. The game down in Greenbank was incredibly tight, and I'm expecting the exact same thing again today. But nearly full health. Change of date and venue wasn't ideal, but we'll make it work, and we'll have no excuses.
And just a reminder, that final comes up later on at 3 o'clock. It's also live and free on YouTube in association with 24/7 TV and the Lancashire County Board. And here come Brendan's on the attack. Conor Lydon plays one in. Falls to Sean Connolly. And hands it out. Sean McCall. And thrown full forward. Just sends one to the right and wide. But 2 chances here for Stephen so far.
Yeah, they've started well, Brendan's, to be fair. They seem to be on the ascendancy. I just think when they do get into them scoring zones, they're a bit kind of slow to move the ball. When they're in the forward zones, there is gaps up here and there that they could probably go and exploit. But it's an encouraging start, definitely.
And TJ, from a St Peter's perspective today, kind of as the season winds down, looking to end it with some silverware.
It'd be brilliant too. Today we're hoping to try and get our first trophy in 4 years, but more importantly, we're trying to get football to everybody. That's what Junior B is all about. We've got a mix of lads some returning from a long absence, and some young guys coming through as well. So we played Brendan's in the first game a few weeks ago. Played well in the second half, but the first half Brendan's dominated. It looks like something similar is starting again here today.
Brendan's back in possession over on the far side. Ball's back with Pierce Leach. Patient build up, back with Conrad Tierney, and back with Sean Connolly. Might try and take his man on to have a go on goal. Has a shot. And that one also just tails to the right and wide. Kick out here for St Peters. Works for goalkeeper Mark Gordon. Goes in towards midfield. And that's well taken by Conroy. He's Aaron Fitzpatrick out on this near side. And the Bryansford man gives it off. Connor Lydon. Recycling the ball back. Sean Connolly. Back with Conroy. And back against Connolly. There's 14 behind the ball here for Peters. So space is going to be at a premium. And Connolly goes looking for McCall. A bit of space here. Sean Kelly. And it's in for Conrad Tierney, and that's the opening goal of the game.
Yeah, really good actually. They're really patient from the lads there. You know, they moved the ball side to side. Sean Connolly broke a tackle, got a lovely ball into Sean McCall. Sean McCall seen the better man in space. Mark McGonigal laid it off. Conrad Tierney off the shoulder, and you know the local man stuck it away to the net very nicely. And you know, to be fair, Brendans have started really, really well. It's probably what they deserve, to be honest, at this early stage.
There's our first score of the afternoon, and it goes to St Brendan's. Now, what can St Peters do in response? Ball's out with James Fitzmaurice. And the Limerick man cuts inside. Has options. Keeps going. Gets the ball back. Goes back on that far side to Liam Sweeney. And there's a point for St Peters in reply.
Great run by James Fitz, rolling back the years there. The man who was a key part of our 2018 junior title, his first game all season. Echoes of his old self, and lovely finish by one of our new players, one of the Sweeney boys, popped over the bar very nicely there. So good response from Peters early doors.
And a good settler for them.
Absolutely, badly needed. I think just Brendan's were certainly on top there and been moving the ball very nicely. Players like Aaron Fitzpatrick causing damage there, and it's a very strong Brendan's team, so good to get the score, and hopefully more to come.
Kick out for Matthew Rooney, falls to John Gibney, and here come Brendan's again.
Actually, in goals there was one of the changes I forgot to mention. It's actually it's Liam Kelly in goal today. Matthew Rooney out injured, so yeah, Liam Kelly in goal for the Brennans today. Really good from Peters, though. I think getting the scoring zone once and being able to score is it's really good from them, and obviously they show the danger that they do have once they do get the ball in quickly.
Meanwhile, here at the other end, here's McCall. He set one high and he set one over the bar. First point of the afternoon for the Dunamore full forward. And one good thing for this afternoon, we have blue skies, and it looks like the rain's going to hold off. Always makes a difference on finals day.
Absolutely, badly needed this time of the year.
And the other good thing, the pitch is holding up pretty well.
Yeah, I think there was actually talk of maybe moving the Junior B game, if I'm right, to is it Hoff End? Yeah, Hoff End. Just they were worried about the rain that was coming, but to be fair, I went out and walked it there earlier on. Absolutely in great nick, and hopefully it won't be too dug up for the senior game later on.
Yeah, echo the comments there. Thanks to Usheen's and the pitch is in immaculate condition for almost mid-October. You can't argue with these conditions.
A long ball from Peters, cut out, and here come Brendan's down this near side. Aaron Fitzpatrick.
Good Bryansford man there now, Aaron Fitz. He's been around Brennan's a very, very long time. He's been in and around senior panels as well, so he's a lot of experience here at this level.
Conroy taking a bit of a chance. But it works out for him, wins his free. There's a little bit of a dig. I'm sure they'll kiss and make up.
Yeah, look, Ryan Conroy was a huge part of my backroom team last year. I know you probably wouldn't believe that looking at that now, but yeah, an immense part of our backroom team last year going for the All Britain. And you know, he's I don't know, he nicknamed the monk and winning around the Brennan's boys. He's just a different man when he crosses the white line. So as you could see there.
Young Dara Croak was involved there in the mix. He's one of our new players this season. Very tenacious, all-action midfielder, and hopefully a player for years to come. But he was involved in that little skirmish as well. So hopefully that will all settle down and the game can flow again. And
TJ, I suppose as well, for players, for our viewers watching in, if you had to pick out a couple of key players for Peters in this match.
So I think today from the lineup we've got a good mix, like James Fitz, who's first game number 12, probably one of his last games today, and that'll be number 9, Cian Walsh, one of the new players in the team. So he's come on leaps and bounds, but the man who's just almost got the ball there is number 5, Eddie Sheeky, the good strong Tyrone halfback and a part of our senior club as well, so our adult team. So they're probably the 3 men to watch out for.
Here come Brendan's again. It's out with Fitzpatrick. Looks like Brendan's going to win a free here. This might be another chance for their second point of the match.
Seems to be an argument of who's going to take this. I see Matty coming up that wants it on his left foot. I know Mark would have hit them for the juniors earlier on in the year, but it looks like Matty has won the toss to take it on his left foot. So hopefully we can add to the score tally now here already. But it is a strong wind he is kicking in against. So let's see how he gets on here.
Here he goes. It's a good strike. It's over the bar.
Great score, yeah, fantastic score.
(1-2) plays a point early on here in the Junior B final. And I suppose as well from a Brendan's point of view, Stephen, from looking at the players who are starting the game, who would you pick out for viewers to watch?
Yeah, look, there's a lot of lads there that have played in the junior championship earlier on in the year as well, and playing a bit of junior B here as well. Some of them, bar injuries, and they were getting fairly close to actually being involved at the 20 at the senior level. So that kind of shows the kind of squad that we kind of have built this year. I think in particular Mark McGonigal in the full forward line. He's definitely one. He's a Tyrone man. Very very good forward. Gets a bit of space. He's quite dangerous. And then as the ball travelled there, Aaron Fitz, like I mentioned earlier on in commentary, the Bryansford man, very very reliable, very experienced. And then you've got then the 3 real experienced heads, with the combined age of about 70, I'd say, but Conrad, Ryan Conroy and Gibbers in the middle of the park. So yeah, plenty of experience, but plenty of talent as well.
And a quick one there to Ryan Conroy. Goes long. It's going to carry and bounce. As well defended by Peters. A chance for Brendans to recycle the ball back with Gibney. Here's Tierney, plays it forward for McCall. A good turn by the Dunamore man. It's gone up. A nice turn inside. And there's a free in.
Yeah, Peters they're kind of a little bit slack at the tackle, and they were getting late hinge, when there's no real need really there, to be fair. Conrad, it's probably a 30% shot there, so you probably could have let him have that, because I don't think that was on Conrad's range. And look where the ball ended up. I was obviously right in saying that, but Peters, they're getting contact on. It's just probably that little bit too high, and Cahill's he's not letting anything go here today.
Bit of ring rusting from the Peters lads. Obviously just the one game at Junior B this level so far. So a lot of lads playing the first game in a while, and that's unlucky.
That's just fallen to the right and wide there from Garrity.
To be fair, after kicking the first one, I was expecting him to stick that. That looked like an easier one, but I let off there for Peters. But yeah, there's a lot to be said for match practice, and obviously this is Peters' only second game out in the competition this year. There's a couple of lads kind of new, being freshed into it. So Yeah, might take a little while to settle, but like I said, when the ball does go in there, they do look dangerous, Peters. It's just a matter of getting it in there a little bit quicker, I guess.
Midway through this first half, as Peters look to make a substitution.
There, yeah.
It's like number 6, Kev Morris. Looks like he's coming off at the moment. Not sure who the substitution is going to be. He played as a forward in the first game, and he scored a mighty a goal in the first half of that game. Looks like one of the new players, Luke Roddy, is warming up there, getting some instructions from Jason Hurst. A Luton man, new to the club, only recently joined, so interesting to see how he gets on today and exactly what Junior B is all about.
Here we go. Bit of a stray kick out there from Peters. Ball's back with Brandon's again. Back with the Tyrone man, Matty Garrity. Goes looking for McCall.
Silly little error stepping onto the pitch there. You know, it's unforgivable at this level, and you know, Peters, after kind of giving the kick out back to Brendan, he'd be expecting us to try and go and punish there. So it's something that we speak about all the time. You win kick outs or you win possession, go and hurt teams, and it's a bit of a let off there now for Peters.
Brendan are certainly dominating the kick-outs. Peters are either dragging them a bit wide at the wind, or Brendan's are managed to win in midfield, so certainly on top. And I think Jason Hurst and Rowan will probably have to come up with some sort of tactical change to either do by short kick-outs, but Brendan's on attack here again.
And McGarry. Back to Sean Connolly. As well tackled by Fitzmaurice, but he gives away the free. Aaron Fitzpatrick's out here on this near side, looking for the ball. Doesn't reach him. And away come Peters.
Yeah, a bit rushed there. You know, could probably have had a kick a scored here, and now we're on the back foot here now as Peters go on the attack.
Brandon Mears has options as Cian Walshin is outside. The Kildare man sends one into the back post. Joel McKenna keeps it in.
Joel.
And leaps
Great
one over
score.
the bar. The second point for St Peters.
It came from Cian Walsh winning the ball there midfield, playing to Brandon Mears. Part of the three amigos, Paddy, Brandon and Jamie. So good to see him out playing today. And new signing Joel took that score very well. So badly needed.
All comes from a very silly free kick from, you know, Brendan's in probably a scoring zone in there for Ryan Conroy to be having a go at goal, but hopefully that's the only one they kind of give away.
Tierney initially won the ball, but Peters get it back and they win the free. There's a bit of a wild one looking for Fitzmaurice. It goes over his head. Ends up with Leach. Back with Fitzmaurice. Goes on a run. Goes on a powerful run. Plays it in. And here's an opportunity for Tristan Greenlay.
Should have been a goal. That was a big chance there. Great in run by James Fitz again. Great to have him back. Brandon Mears took the safer option, but he really should have tried to rattle the back of the net, test the keeper. But two quick scores there from Peters, and coming back into it slightly.
Yeah, definitely looks like there's a little change of momentum there now after, you know, kicking that score. When Brandon's on the attack, that's another really good score, but I agree. Yeah, goal on there. Let's in the first few minutes of the first 15 minutes, you're definitely trying to hit the back of the net there. But well worked from from Peters, and they got in behind there. So, like I mentioned, when it does go up there, they look very dangerous. It's can they stop, you know, Brandon's in these areas.
It's the second time that Conroy's taken it short and punted it long. This time it works.
Very tenacious there from Peters. You know, they're getting the bodies on the line, they're throwing themselves into tackles, so they are well up for this.
2 points between the sides, moving into the last 10 minutes of the first half. And back with Garrity in the middle of the park.
You kind of look at it from a picture point of view. There's not one player from Peters inside, you know, a forward scoring zone. That's how kind of tight and compact it is, but it's a great catch there from Peters.
New man Luke Roddy doing an excellent job there, sweeping up. Peters here. Brendan's with the high press, trying to win the ball back. And great shoulder there. Oh, it's a bit sloppy there. It's a free to Brendan's.
Looks like Pierce Leach is down here.
Yeah, it's a bit of a worry as he was carrying a knock coming into the game as well. Been through the war a bit. He broke a rib down in Liverpool earlier on in the season, so I think he looks like he's going to shake that one off all the same, the big man from Derry. Yeah, Ryan Conroy, every time he places it, I always fancy him to have a go anyway. So this will go in and around the house, in and around Conor Lydon on top of the keeper, and hopefully it goes dead here and a scoring chance for Brendan's again.
We've got the perfect view from behind the camera on this one. In it comes. And well defended by Peters.
Yeah, that man that's after coming in there is after winning some amount of ball already. He's been on 6 or 7 possessions. You know, he set up a score. He's definitely made a huge impact since he's come on.
Yeah, you can tell he's got the ability, he's got the fitness. I think he's a better rugby player, and I'm sure the basics will come to him as the years go on. But a mighty start from Luke Roddy, recently joined. But as we go into the first half, Peter has a little bit of ascendancy, but really do get the ball out of their own half here as James Fitz wins the ball. Well done.
James Fitzmaurice loses it but gets it back again. Peters don't want to be dallying there, because this is what can happen. It's with McCall out to McKeaney. That's well defended again by Peters.
You can see Brennans are obviously going for the high press here. Every time Peters are trying to get out, they're definitely pressing. And here's Mark McGonigal now. I'd be expecting that to go over, and it does. Yeah, so great score from Brennans, great press. But I think Peters had their own downfall there. They had a couple of chances to go and get out, and they didn't, and unfortunately got punished there.
Mark is certainly a very good footballer, a very good forward at this level and above. I thought we almost turned it away with Dan Keane and won that ball, but just punished, and Brendan showing their ability there in the forward line to pop that over. It was a good score for them.
There's a goal between them again. Taken by Garrity. Goes looking for McGonigal, doesn't quite get through.
And you know, in scenarios like that, a couple of minutes before half time, you don't need to be rushing absolutely everything. Try and take the sting out of the game, make sure you go into half time leading the game, and then you kind of regroup. So if I'm Barry Collins and I'm the manager over there, I'm addressing that at half time. Stop rushing everything.
Just wait here for a bit of attention before Ryan Conroy steps up for this one.
Just looking at the Peters team, I'm not sure if he's registered or allowed play at the Junior B level, but Conor O'Brien, the forward, is he allowed play at this level, or?
He's part of our senior 12 or junior 12 list. So himself and a couple of other lads like Dunica, lads who will be very much part of the club, missing today. But it's great to give other lads a game time, and that's a goal. Well, that was
Conroy's ball
executed very well by Brendan.
flicked in by Conor Lydon.
Yeah, look, that's the danger. You know, we spoke about Conroy. He'll always have a go, but as long as he puts it on top of the square, you know, Brendan's always have a chance. And Conor Lydon, to be fair, nothing too fancy, just a little flick, and it's in the back of the net. No chance for the keeper, but really great ball from Ryan Conroy there.
It's a 6-point game as we come into the closing stages of this first half in the Junior B Cup final. Now, what can St Peters do in reply? We have it in the middle of the park, and they're going long.
Yeah, Aaron all over him there, definitely a pull in the back, and really good movement inside from the Peters forward. But
Brandon
again,
Mears,
for someone who's as experienced as Aaron, that's silly, very, very silly.
Great catch by Brandon Mears at 13. This is probably his first half. I've seen the best of him ever play actually for Peters. So hopefully Tristan can pop this over the bar. It's a bit of a short one. Poor effort there from the skipper for the day. Hopefully he can work it back in. And he gives it to Aaron Fitz. That man's always going to win the ball there in those situations.
Yeah, surprised by Tristan there. You know, I've seen him playing in a couple of games. I'd be expecting him to stick that one. But yeah, let off there for Brendan's. Hopefully that's Aaron learning from that mistake now. But again, here come Brendan's, and hoping that they go at pace here. Really good contact there from Peters. But if they move the ball at pace, there's a chance inside here for Sean McCall. If you leave him one-on-one, he'll hurt you. So Aaron Fitz all on his own at the back stick here. But pop this over the bar, keep the scoreboard ticking.
There's a chance for McCall, and that one just tails off to the right and wide. It's a fifth wide for the half for Brendan's.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many wides Peters have kicked in the game there now, but 5, you know, they start adding up, so we kind of hope this trend kind of stops there.
Mark Gordon goes off to the left-hand side.
That man again.
Kick out there, well won by Luke. this is my first time seeing him actually play a match. Did a few training sessions, and what a great sign of an English-born player picking up the sport and doing very well. As Peter's always a home for anyone who wants to play ball.
Luke Higgins winning the ball back for Brendan's.
Yeah, Brendan's here, just good. Always in 100% passes there and moving the ball at pace. It's a very experienced St Brendan's team, obviously benefiting from playing with their senior team, All Britain champions. Very high standard of training I've heard about. So it's a good challenge for our lads, and it's kind of mirroring the first game of the season against the two, where Brendan's were well up at half time, hoping for a response again in the second half like we did the last day. Great pass off by Dan. Yep,
and away come Brendan's again. And the chance here on the right hand side.
Again, you know, when we're getting in behind there, they need to be scores you need to be taken. You can't be letting teams back in, and you've got to punish when you're in there. Now Dan took a heavy hit there. I'm not sure if it was late or was just a good contact, but he's in a bit of pain there, I can see.
And a reminder for everybody joining us this afternoon, the big one, the Lancashire final, 3 o'clock, live and free on YouTube. So stay tuned for that one after the conclusion of this Junior B final.
Seems Peters have actually started to figure out the kick out now. That's 3 after winning on the bounce. Yeah, so I think looks like they're after settling down now. The keeper's after winning 3 clean possessions, and you know they normally create an attack when they do win their own kick out.
Yeah, well worked out there from Mark Gordon to Eddie Sheeky, and quick ball here now. New man Joel add to his score from the day. He's a bit of a sloppy one there, and just unfortunately it rolls to nothing.
Yeah, opportunity there for McKenna, can't quite make something of it. Here comes Aaron Fitzpatrick, and the down cornerback sends it up to McCall.
He's gone very deep. McCall's going with a bit of football, isn't he? He's after drifting fairly far out. And known Barry Collins and known Sean McCall, he'll want him inside, in and around the scoring zones.
The Dunamore man on the ball in the middle, sent it out to the far side. McGarry picks it up. Has a go. It's going to drop short. As well taken by Gordon.
Probably is my biggest pet hate in football, I'm not going to lie. Dropping balls short in the goalkeeper's hands. I'd rather it go wide, because this is obviously what happens then. You know, there's a transition moment on there, but hopefully the Brennan's boys can hold them up. But yeah, one of my biggest pet hate in football, I'm not going to lie.
Loose ball there.
Loose ball there. The Strabanimal, Chris McLaughlin there, trying to launch the ball in, and he's been another great. He's had a great season this year at the junior A level. Starting to say at half back. He's a half back or half forward, but he gives us all. He's a keen runner, and I'm sure his family in Strabane will be watching on today, and very proud of how Chris is doing there. So, but Peters definitely wants to score before half time here.
Aaron Fitzpatrick didn't buy the dummy, but back come Peters. Goes a little bit loose. And here they come again with Fitzmaurice. There's another run. Taking on the Brendan's backline. Plays it inside.
Should be a score.
And that one from Paddy Duggan drops. Peters will win this one back.
There's no disputing that Luke is after winning more possessions than any other Peters man since his introduction there. He's been absolutely everywhere. He's picking balls up at cornerback. He's picking balls up in the half forward line. He looks to be, you know, a homegrown lad. Obviously, as mentioned in commentary, he looks to be the real deal.
McCall lays it off for McKeaney. Put inside for Leach, who gives it back to McCall.
Very smart player by Brendan's, trying to get into a good scoring zone, working it back and over. And
there's a bit of a wild one from McGarry there.
It's been a very good game, I'll say, and not that much in it. Peter's probably a little bit more efficient in their scoring chances, but Brendan's just on top, and that goal could prove crucial as we go into the end of the first half.
A bit of a loose one from Conrad Tierney. It's gone a little bit ragged here in the last couple of minutes of the half.
I don't know if that's tiredness or what that is kicking in, but it's you can probably hear the sigh on commentary. I'm not happy when we kick the ball away.
The troubles of being a manager, eh?
Yeah, I keep my mic quiet here. Very, very difficult for myself.
Back on Peters down the far side. And we go looking.
A lot of space on this side if they can get the switch, but
They can't quite make it. And it's back with Brendans and back with Conroy.
Mark McGonigal has the whole pitch to play in here now if they can find them. If Gibbers will find them here, I would imagine. It's the whole pitch to play into. Conrad's in. There's a goal chance here for Brendans.
He gets the ball, brings it inside.
Here we go, McCall one-on-one.
McCall.
Great save.
That's a good save. Mark Gordon.
Make sure we get a score out of it. Well done,
Back in
Sean.
from McCall. And that one goes over the bar.
Yeah, great save from the Peters goalkeeper there, but you could see the minute that Gibbers won the ball in the middle of the park, Mark McGonigal had the whole pitch to run into. Very sensible from Brendans, actually moved the ball quite quickly. Conrad, another pet hate of mine, a no-look pass over the shoulder, but it worked out, and a great save from the keeper, but the most important thing was to come out of there with a score.
It's a pity the Peters backs couldn't spot it, and Stephen did about 10 seconds before the pass was even made, so something that certainly Jason and Ronan will want to work on. A variety of experience in that Peters backline, but here's Peters on the turn here. Joel using a bit of soccer skills.
Joel McKenna hooks one in. Comes off the head of.
Great
comes
score
off the
by
head, but back by Liam Sweeney.
Liam Sweeney, the Kerry connections. He in the junior first game and the junior B game, he almost scored one of the greatest points I've ever seen in my life. He's got a very sweet left foot, and his brother's on the bench today. He might get it a game time too to see the two Sweeney boys play.
A hook, a head, and a point.
I'm not going to lie, I've been watching Gaelic football a long time. I've never seen an assist by a header, but that'll do for Peters. They badly needed that score, kind of coming in towards the half-time whistle. But Brennan's on the attack here, and look like they'll just probably slow this down and try and see it out to the half-time whistle, I would imagine now, with Barry Collins the way I know he likes to set up.
Yep, we're into added time now. 6 between them. 2-4 plays 4 points. And Brendan's looking to end the half in possession. There's a loose one intercepted by Craig Scarrett. Kilkenny gives it in. Cian Walsh from Maynooth. And Peters win a free. And it comes on this near side. Chris
Probably
McLaughlin.
see this going into the mixer now again before half-time.
Good run by Chris McLaughlin there. Joel on the ball again, looking like a danger man. Over carrying it. You have to say, and that's half time.
Yeah. And Carl Harkin brings this first half to a close. And it's been a half for St Brendan's, who lead 2-4 to 4 points here in this Junior B final against St Peters. All in all, Stephen, can't argue with the lead.
No, can't argue with the league. The lead. I agree. I think Brennan's, they'll probably be a bit disappointed with some of their shot selections. I think they got in behind there a couple of times where, we'd be expecting them to come out of there with a score. But look, all in all, a 6-point lead at half-time in a final is good. It's whether or not now they can, sustain that now in the second half with very light numbers there today. So when Brennan's will tire, I'm not sure. Peters, I think they look very dangerous when they do go inside. I think the substitution has massively helped, and I know Joe's causing Aaron Fitz a lot of problems inside there. But as a manager, am I happy with that? I'll probably give it about a 7.
And TJ, I suppose there was a goal chance, wasn't taken, but if Peters are going to win this, you think they're going to need goals?
Absolutely. All season in the Junior A as well, our point scoring hasn't been enough. Probably averaging about 11 points a match, which isn't really enough to consistently win matches. So today I'm actually very proud of the lads here, what they've done. A couple of shout outs. Brandon Mears, who did have that goal chance but managed to take a score. James Fitz rolling back the years, and as Stephen mentioned, we've said it many a time. Luke Roddy, very impressive. There's a couple of lads in the Peters bench which I think may come on at some point. I think the area of Brendan's dominance is in their forward line, and they're really on top in our Peters backs, just not able to get close enough. One particular mention to the former chairman and Dublin Swans AFL player Mick Buckley's on the bench today, flown in yesterday, so he might get a bit of game time, or the likes of Mike Cinnamon Walsh, who's his mullet's been trimmed and he's ready for action, so let's see how he gets on if he does make a bit of game time.
Oh, there we go. Right, we'll be back in a few minutes just when the two teams come back onto the field. So we'll be back with you very shortly.
Yeah, pulling my camera. I attached it up here, so I've got white one. You hold down the white button and you can tell him. Oh yeah.
Oh, lads. Man, James.
Okay, everybody. Two teams coming back on the field. St. Peter's getting a little bit more instruction for this second half. They trail by 6 as we look to get back underway in this Junior B Cup final. And a reminder for everybody, the big one, the Lancashire Senior Football Championship final, follows this at 3 o'clock. The defending Lancashire and All Britain champions St Brendan's put their title on the line against their old foes John Mitchell's of Liverpool. And here we go with St Peter's again, back with Luke Roddy. Sends one forward, taken away by Conroy. Here he is in possession. Garrity holds it. A little give and go with Conroy. Back over onto the far side with Sean Connolly.
Great contact again from Peters, and the same fella. Yeah, I'm not just using his name because it's the only one I know, it's the only player I see. He's just been everywhere. Great contact, great turnover, and they're on again here.
Here is Roddy. Takes the trip, wins his free. And a chance here for Peters to get an early score.
Well turned over there by Cian Walsh, number 9 midfield, and laid on to Luke Roddy. Roddy Piper, he might be called at this stage. He's absolutely doing damage. Unsure who'll take this free. We've had a plethora of lads take it in the junior A. It was usually Dunica, but obviously part of the junior A 12 today. So looks like Patsy Duggan or even Cian Walsh is actually standing over it. So interested to see how this goes. A bit of a change after Tristan dropped short in the first half. So interesting to see how this goes. Will they try and drop it in the box for a bit of danger, or try and get first score in the second half? So it is Patsy Duggan.
Sends one into the mix-up. It's going to drop and bounce.
Unfortunately,
to the right and wide.
It was a bit of both. I think is probably between either trying to go for a point or trying to get in the mixer, and it kind of unfortunately ended up being nothing.
Yeah, led off for Brendan's there. Probably a kickable score from a free with that wind. Be very interested to see how Brendan's actually set up for this kick out. I know Liam Kelly was looking at going short in the first half, but with going against that wind, I'd be very, very surprised to see Brendan's go short here. But famous commentator's last word, watch.
Brendan's go long with this one. He can't quite take this one.
They're in here.
And Peters, if they move this quick, can do a bit of damage. Greenlay can't quite take it on the first time, takes it on the second time. Needs a bit of help, but he wins his free.
Good to get the free there. It was a dangerous run, as kind of mentioned by Stephen there, but it could have easily been turned over Brendan's, and Tristan showed a bit of his strength and experience that he has a vast amount of. Captain for the day and one of the most committed players of the club.
Steps up, puts that one over the bar.
Just a note, I didn't actually realise early in the first half, Craig is on number 4 is on a yellow card for Peters after talking to Cax at half time. And also thanks very much to Carl Larkin for refereeing this game. But Peters need to watch that at the back line. It might be an area of substitution as the second half progresses.
Probably exactly what Peters needed there. A little easy kind of score to get the second half started and get the scoreboard ticking over again. But yeah, it's cynical from Brendan's, but the goal chance was definitely on there, so they'll take the score. They'll take only the point, I guess.
And the gap is back to 5 as we start again. In with Gibney, and away come Brendan's. It's Fitzpatrick again. Plays it back inside. Sean Connolly takes on a defender. In with McCall. Winds one up, and that one's going to tail to the left and wide.
Good movement there by the. There's Aaron Fitz of who's mentioned quite a lot, and Mark at number 5. They've got an Instagram account called the Coffee Connoisseurs, and they almost connoisseured a great score there, but unfortunately just drifted wide. But Brendan's showing all their experience here and being a 5-point lead. But that one just tailed a bit wide.
Yeah, thankfully his report writing is far better than that kind of shot selection there from Mark McGonigal. But yeah, anyone that's a coffee lover in Manchester and you're unsure where to go, follow the boys on Instagram, Coffee Connoisseurs. I have never seen a more detailed report in all my life.
You heard it here first. Here come Peters again. Eddie Sheeky gives it back to Dan Keenan, and away they come. Looking for a bit of movement up ahead. Gets it from Scarrett coming inside.
Brendan's very lucky to get away with a foul there, to be fair.
And Garrity, a bit of a hospital ball there. Takes it though. And a chance to recycle.
Try and get out the other side, I would imagine here. Very well, good press from Peters forwards there. Another kickable score.
Yeah, better press higher up the field. It wins them a free.
You'd be hoping we'd point this and bring it back in, but yeah, just to echo what Stephen said there, the high press and just winning the ball over. But it's been an interesting second half. It's kind of been a bit stop starts, and quality from both sides been hit and miss. Maybe the legs are fading, but hopefully skipper Tristan can add to his earlier score.
And that's what he does.
Very nice over the black spot. That's good. That's good leadership there from Captain Tristan.
6 becomes 5 becomes 4. There's a 4-point gap now.
Yeah, it's good to see the crowd building for the senior game. It's a top-notch conditions here today in Obedience. So if you're out in Manchester and about, come down and watch the game.
Here come Brendan's on the attack. Back with McCall.
Yeah, need a sustained period of possession here. Aaron Fitz has got the whole country to run into here, but I think if Brendan's go through the hands for 2 or 3 minutes, and just as I say, we kick the ball and it's going to look like a turnover here. Mark McGonigal did well to get Etton on that, and if we can just be patient here and work a score, it's badly needed.
Lydon to McGarry. Beats 1 and beats 2. Beats a third. Plays a low ball in. For Fitzpatrick.
He'll have a go here anyway, no doubt.
And it drops short, but he wins his free. And a chance for Brendan's to restore a 5-point lead.
Yeah, it looks like Maddie's coming with the left foot again there from half-back. I just think, I think I could hear Tristan's frustration there for Peters. They were doing so well in the high press, and he kind of felt like that Brendan's got out a little bit easy there because they were on the ascendancy, and this could probably settle Brendan's again now if Maddie can stick this one. So it's a badly needed score. Peters are on the ascendancy, so hoping this goes over the black spot.
He's put plenty behind it, but I think that one is going to be judged.
It's a wide ball there anyway.
It's a wide ball.
Massively disappointed with that. Fair play to number 15 Ennan, who beat 3 men there and laid the ball off to the aforementioned Aaron Fitzpatrick. Haven't seen too much of Ennan play myself, but I'm very impressed. He's a very strong forward, and it looks like a real asset there for Brendan's.
Gordon sends one out. Brendan's get it back. With Tierney. He's looking for options.
Good movement from Mark McGonigal inside, and again, I think his patience is needed here from Brendan's. There's only to force it, and they're winning the game. Draw a foul in a scoring zone, keep the ball moving side to side, and kind of draw Peters out.
Yeah. Back with Conroy. Goes looking for Garrity, but drops into Gordon's hands. And Peters going slightly around the houses, but it works out for them. But that one's loose, and that one's with Tierney. And that one is going to
be a free, and I think Conrad knew the free was coming. It was around the neck there, so it was kind of a freebie, as they like to say in the game. But again, it's probably individual errors there from Peters coming out. A hand pass is probably the better option there than a kick pass, and it's a turnover. So I'm expecting Mark McGonigal to take his time and stick this and kind of settle the ship, because Peters have definitely started better in the second half here than Brendan's.
Yeah, a real pity there. Mark Gordon did well in nets. Unfortunately, Richie just didn't get the message to probably get the ball out of play, and probably could hand the score to Brendan's. Interesting to see the sideline. Looks like there's a few lads coming on there. Number 23, which is
Niall Ormsby, I think, is coming on.
The Armagh man. Yeah, good strong back, and it looks like perhaps Jamie Stokes is coming on for number 11, Liam Sweeney. So Jamie's usually good for a point or two in the corner forward area. Good to have him back in around the club as well. So I think good substitutions to make here.
One from Armagh, one from Longford. 2 changes for St Peter's.
Yeah, and apologies. Yeah, it looks like his Jamie's come on, and Brandon Mears, his cousins, is coming off, getting shaken hand by Jason. Very good first half performance there. So well done to Brandon.
Yeah, good score from Mahongo there. Badly needed for the Brendans, and Mark McGonigal kind of settled us down there now a little bit. But I think Peters, when they move the ball at pace, you can see that they're hurting Brendans here in the second half, and there seems to be a lot of gaps opening in the middle. I don't know if that's tiredness or people switching off, but it's definitely there for Peters to go and exploit if they want it.
2-5 plays 6 points. And there's an opportunity here for Brendans if they want to take it, and if Gibney can put his foot behind it.
That's an unlucky effort. See the good shot power there, just tailed into the bushes behind the nets. But yeah, got away with that one there, Peters, a bit. They do need to try and work the ball up the pitch. Perhaps as the first half, as Stephen mentioned about the short kickouts worked well. Interesting to know what Mark will do here. This one, he's lining up like he's going to take a long one, but and Luke Roddy's making good movement there. But let's see how this one goes.
That was a 9th wide in the match for Brendan's. As Mark Gordon gets us back underway, but that one drops out. A sideline ball.
As the expression goes, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I think Peters were doing really well towards the end of the first half, getting out. You know, they won 2 or 3 balls and got up the pitch quickly, and 2 or 3 hand passes, and they've gone long every single time for a kick out here. And I'm not sure if they've won one, but it's back with Brendan's. And again, you know, scoring zones, patience. You can hear the sideline shouting patience a lot there. But it's a no-look pass again. But Brendan's are back on the ascendancy. Not sure what's left, but need a couple of scores to take this thing out of the game.
McGonigal gives it back to McGarry. Jan Truman feeds it back. Comes out on this near side. Conor Lydon. That's a good block down. That man again, Luke Roddy.
Transitions on here. Here come Peters.
Goes up to Jamie Stokes. Tries to take his man on. Plays it through to Greenlay. There's a bit of an opportunity here for Peters. And slips at just the wrong time. Back for Stokes. Will he have a go for goal? He lays it off. That's brave goalkeeping, but
free in. I think
Peters
it was the earlier foul. Yeah, again, just kind of going back to what I said earlier on. You know, when they do go down the middle, Peters, they are hurting Brendan's. You know, there's gaps appearing. Tristan was in there, and I think it's young Stokes is flying through there as well. So another goal chance. Brendan's are going to get out of here with only conceding a point. So very, very fortunate there.
Yeah, good work between Jamie there and Tristan. Good strength by Jamie, showing his ability. I was thinking who he might go for the goal effort, but he's worked this free. Let's see. This might be Tristan's. He's on 2, I think, and he dropped one in the first half. So hopefully he can add to his score. Just to check how long is actually left in the second half.
We're just about getting up to the midway point of the second half. We're about 12 minutes in. Greenley's got 3 points so far, from 2 from frees, 1 from open play. Make that another one.
That was good. Needed that badly.
Just noticed a change there on the Brendan's team. 21. Tom Sarridge has come in there for. I'm not sure. It looks like Liam McKeaney's gone off on the other side. So yeah, a change there. Barry obviously seen the need for fresh legs. A little clip from Liam Kelly's worked out here.
Chance for Brendan's to settle down a little bit. And you know it's finals day when you can hear a piper having a practice in the far side. It's the county finals closing in. Don't forget, 3 o'clock, live here on YouTube. And here come Brendan's again. McGarry gives it in for Conroy. Back with Gibney. And Peters have everybody bar one player back in their own half.
Yeah, it's exactly what Brendan's need here. A prolonged period of possession. Take this thing out of the game. Look, they're winning the game. They don't need to force anything. Gaps will appear. Just keep moving the ball side to side. Make sure that we've runners off the shoulder. And like I said, they should get in behind. But it's great contact again from Peters.
Just with the game edging towards its conclusion, obviously the eyes will be turning to the senior final. Actually, I have a question for Stephen. I might pause that before there's an effort here from.
Half a chance there for Brendan's. Back with Garrity. Doesn't take the shot, gives it out to Lydon. Back with Garrity, puts a left boot to it, bounces over, and that one's going to be cleared away, and it's with Craig Scarrett, Kilkenny man.
Just for Stephen, what's it like having 2 games on the one day? Does it take a lot more effort, or is it with the club size you're able to do both without much too much work?
It's definitely always work, no matter what it is. But there's never ever a complaint. We always want to be in his final. We want to be competing at every grade, and it's a credit to the club, and it's a credit to Andy Kane. I must say, I'm actually based back in Ireland. I'm flying over every single week for games, but he's getting the training going. He's getting the lads committed, and like I said at the start of the programme, there's 20 plus lads out training, fighting for senior jerseys, and then we've got everyone else. But there's a couple of lads that have come out of the trenches, I guess, to play today. It was Luke Higgins' first game in probably over 2.5 years. Declan Gibney's come back only this season after being off for 5 years. So it's great to have those lads back in and involved, and it's important. It's very, very important for the club. that we're competing at all levels and not just senior level.
James, go, James, go.
Yeah, it's a credit to Brendan's that they're able to do that and put the numbers out. It's a special effort, and but Peter's here still got the game to fight for, and that experienced man, James Fitz, winning that ball there. So the Limerick native doing well. Dual player back in the day, scored in Croke Park for Lancashire in the Laurie Maher a couple of years back.
Maher, yeah.
So a dual player, and great to have him back here. I can see his partner's watching on, very proud of him, and his wife, I should say, recently married, James. But if Peters can get another score here, they might be. Oh, that's a great turnover by number 10.
Yeah, Sean Connolly.
Corkman.
Wins
And a wife
it
from
back.
Skibbereen, great hit. I'd be very proud of that one. I'd say Tristan would definitely probably take the score on there just to kind of settle the nerves again for Peters and get the scoreboard ticking. But looks like Peters are going to win a dirty ball here, and the transition's on with the midfielder all on his own here.
Yeah, it's Cian Walsh, but that one's a bit loose. And it's back with McGarry. Sends one in.
Great win by Mark McGonigal in there. It's Sean McCall 1v1 here.
McCall's got a bit of work to do. He's got Serge inside him. What will Serge do? Hits it back off the woodwork. It's back in play. And it's Keenan who comes away with it for Peters.
All the space in front of us here now. If Peters can get their head up and get the switch on.
Fitzmaurice is calling for it over on this side. They go the other way.
Good to see the lads not panicking on the ball, trying to work the ball up the pitch, and Cax gives the free there. So interesting to note if there's any more substitutions from Jason or from Ronan to be made. Probably edging towards the 10-minute mark. I'm looking over myself now. I can see it looks like Big Mick Buckley is ready to come on, the big Kerry man. Be interesting to know. I would assume he'll go in the forward line with Joel, maybe make a two-man to try and get the ball dropped in. It makes for an interesting last 10 minutes.
Here goes Fitzmaurice. He's got options ahead of him. Two to his left. Brings it out on the right-hand side with Stokes. As a free in for Peters.
Just looking to my right, the size of that man, I would be imagining there'd be a lot of high ball going in on top of the square for the last 10 minutes. I'm not sure if you mentioned at the top of the programme he's coming from an AFL background, but yeah, Peters, look, they're still in the mix. A goal changes the game here, and with the forward line getting in behind as easy as they were in the first 10 minutes, a couple of high balls in could cause Brennan's a lot of damage, but Tristan again lining this one up.
Yeah, this to reduce it to a goal. It's gone high.
Sliced that, and it's gone
just to the right and wide.
Unlucky. I can hear a shout of we need that score, but they let that score left behind themselves. So I can see the John Mitchell's men lined up there behind the goal, watching proceedings, ready for their senior game. Obviously, I won't ask Stephen because he's part of the management setup, but I'm sure it'll be a mighty match. Two teams who are performing at a very high level. So everyone who's watching in, make sure you stay watching for the senior game.
Kind of hoping there was a bit more traffic on the way up from Liverpool, I'm not going to lie, but anyway.
Here come Brendan's again. Back with Leach. Running into a bit of traffic, but he's going to win his free.
Yeah, probably going into the last 10 minutes, I'd imagine here. Brendan's Ryan Conroy, well, he's after drilling a ball there that was rolling, clearly rolling. Aaron Fitz is in behind here, and there's a chance of a score here. Mark McGonigal, is he going to win that one?
McGonigal is just about going to get to it. Winds the
score.
right foot and sends it over the bar. Two-6 plays 7 points, going into the closing stages of this Junior B Cup final. And it looks like St Peter's going to make a couple of changes here.
We've got a bit of break and play. We've got a very special shout out to Alana's grandparents over in Achill with Mother Zoe here, and Ronan is on the pitch as well. So Alana looking splendid here today and enjoying the game. So hello to everybody in Achill who's watching in. You're very welcome to say hello if you want yourself. She knows better not to get in trouble saying anything. So, but hello to everyone in Achill from the Gallagher family who's watching.
Meanwhile, Mick Buckley has come onto the field, and this one is going to head in towards him.
A good bit of contact there from the Kerry man, and in the middle of the park already, causing a bit of damage. You know, they've three big men in the full forward line here now.
James Fitzmaurice pulled back by Conroy and a free in.
Yeah, I think there was a shout for a card there, and I think Peter's going to get their wish. Yeah. You wouldn't believe he was the common influence in the management group last year, would you, looking at today's game? Yeah, I can see our lads arriving over here now as well in big numbers. Our Brennan's panel are here as well, and you know, the one thing I would say ahead of the final later on, there's a lot of mutual respect from them lads with one each other, because obviously being in with the county, there's a lot of Mitchell's boys involved with the county, a lot of Brennan's lads involved with the county. You know, they're good friends from back home as well. So you know, yes, we'll go to war at 3 o'clock against one another, but yeah, off the pitch when it's done and dusted, no issue having a pint there. But that's a big hit on in there from Matty Gary that calls after letting go, and I'm not sure what your thoughts are on that.
I know it's a hard job to referee, but I thought that looked like a potential card. Very high hit on the head of Eddie Sheeky, who got up. He's a hard man, and I believe Cax has given it for potentially picking the ball off the ground. Harsh decision, but you have to respect the referee, and I'm sure the Peters lads will get on with the game. But a bit of frustration there, because obviously we're trying to get back into it. But so Eddie Sheeky's getting the full lowdown from Cax. But yeah, respect the refereeing and get on with it.
Yeah, it was a fair hit he took there. Next, to be fair, I tend to agree there. I thought it was a bit high. So Brennan's lucky to get away with that one, and Peters will feel a bit hard done there, I would imagine.
Here come Brendan's again with McGarry. And he's called for overcarrying.
He was probably could have been done a little bit earlier, to be fair. I actually thought he had bounced it in time there, but again, it's silly little sloppy individual mistakes here now from Brennan's, and as the game goes on, that's tiredness, and you'll be expecting your experienced players like Annan and that just to slow the game down, pop the ball around, and not get into them situations.
It's with the captain. That one's.
I think that's a bit of rustiness there from number 20. I actually can't recall his first name. Apologies there. So it's the game has gone a bit raggedy. I think the fitness is showing up, and a 6-point lead, less than 10 minutes to go. Realistically, it's probably all she wrote for Peters, but let's see, can they make it a bit of a frantic 5 minutes, trying to maybe test the keeper. But when Brendan's got the ball, they're at their senior, junior, and junior B team all at the same possession-based style of football and keeping the ball. So I'll give you long odds from Peters to get back into it, but strange things have happened.
McCall sends it out. Here's an opportunity for another score.
Yeah,
that one's
really good contact again from Peters. Yeah, Sean Connolly gone down a blind alley there, unfortunately.
This one's going to test James Fitzmaurice. He's not going to get there. It's Conroy who gets there, and Gibney hands it out to the left hand side, and McKeaney.
Again, nothing silly here from Brennan's. They don't need to go and kick scores, but that'll slow the game down. That'll take a minute off the clock, and I'd imagine someone will slowly come and walk and take this. And here's a moment that I'm absolutely delighted to announce. Our chairman of the club, Barry Collins, coming onto the pitch here to replace Pearce. Barry, an unbelievable man for the club. What he's done for the club and in my time as manager has been absolutely incredible. So delighted that he's getting his run out, getting his day out in the sun. And he's not only a great man for Brennan's, he's a great man for Lancashire football in general. So yeah, absolutely delighted to see it. And the average age goes up again.
Echo there, from one chairman to another. Barry's a pleasure to work with on the county boards or any involvement. So but I believe a good baller, and he might show a bit of his experience here today. So well done to Barry on the pitch. And Peters has just emptied the bench, and Mike Cinnamon-Walsh has come on, as well as Paddy Mulrennan, number 18. So Cinnamon, he's known as Cinnamon. Mike Walsh from Galway, he's usually a cornerback. Paddy is a bit of an anywhere player really, but I'd say today he'll probably play in the half back line. Didn't realise who he came out for. So and it's good to see Barry Collins interacting with Stephen there. Bit of banter going on, so it's great to see Barry on the pitch there.
Mick Buckley.
Well, he's the one man that's been saying all year, if you're playing for this club, make sure you've got club shorts on. I'm looking at Barry's shorts, and they're not club shorts. Here come Peters again.
Yep, on the counter.
Big Mick Buckley getting his hands on the ball. It's good to see the lads moving up the pitch. Paddy Mulrennan there, number 18's come on. He's thrown himself about there, the full forward line. Peters probably need a goal here to really make it a challenge. Joel, hand pass. Number 20, that looks like a bit of a foul, but nothing doing, and free in. So interesting to know what they'll do here. Will they try and go for goal? A bit of an awkward angle even from a point scoring, but interesting to see what'll happen.
Yep, it's a 5-point deficit, and you think here they might want to just lob it in and see what happens.
One thing I would say, it's a mismatch at the back post. 4 minutes plus injury and Big Buckley at the back, but that's a great score.
Back to a 4-point game.
As I always said, Jamie's is good for a point or two, and he showed his ability there from the dead ball. So very, very good score, and Peter's actually assisting their team, their opposition here, putting the ball in the spot, making sure there's no and the ball's been kicked off the spot. So all part of the game, all part of game management. I'm sure Cax will add on the required time. So less than 4 minutes to play and plus injury time. Let's see what happens here. Brendan's going short with Matty Garrity, very nice left foot in him there, trying to draw a man in, and the chairman, Barry Collins,
Chairman plays it over for Fitzpatrick, and he's judged to have carried it
interesting
too far. Now what does St Peter's do?
If I was the decision maker here on the pitch, I'd just take our score. There's still a bit of time left. Keep the scoreboard ticking over. So probably I'm hearing shouts for Ronan, the manager behind the goal line. He's on about dropping it short. Let's see what Tristan, the skipper, does.
Yep.
Jason's given the opposite instruction, so let's see what Tristan does. And he's dragged it wide, unfortunately.
It's the third wide. It comes at a bad time for St Peter's.
Definitely looks like he was in two minds there. I think the message behind the goal was drop it in, and the message from the sideline was go take your point. So look, we know more than anyone. Keep the scoreboard ticking, and anything can happen in injury time.
Liam Kelly goes long. Goes looking for Tierney. And Tierney does well to win it. Wins his free.
Again, now it's going to be a hot ball there. Little things like this is ridiculous. You're winning the game by 4 points. There's not long left. You take the sting out of the game. You take the free. You keep the ball for as long as you can. You win another free high up the pitch. But now it's a throw ball, and Peters can go on the attack and maybe hurt Brendan's. You don't know.
Hot ball.
Big Mick trying to win that, and it's a free to Peters there. So a bit of pushing and shoving. Cian Walsh has really thrown himself about today. Potentially as his last game, but trying to go out with a bang, and a bit of silver in his back pocket would be great to see. But Big Mick has laid it
into Buckley, over to Ormsby.
The Armagh man trying to work a score here. Back
to Buckley, can't quite take it.
I thought a Gaelic ball is easier catch than an Aussie ball, but perhaps not there for Mick. He's doing very good in Dublin, but unlucky as Brendan's come on the counter.
Yeah. Tierney to McGonigal, and Fitzpatrick rides the challenge, wins the free.
Very, very good.
Yeah, again, definitely needed. Brendan's, I'm not sure what the urgency is to go and play at 100 mile an hour at this stage of the game, but my message here would be definitely to go through the hands, go backwards, go sideways, and try and kill the game off. But we'll see how Brendan's finish here. But Peters they're coming with everything. To be fair to them, they didn't lie down. They haven't gone away.
Ball back with McGonigal, and the ball comes across to Lydon. Takes it at the second time. There's a bit of space here.
Gaps
if
here.
Brendan's want to exploit it. It's
goal
with
on.
McGonigal. Will he go for goal?
Good save.
That's a good save by Mark Gordon.
It's getting closer to the full-time whistle, and it's probably time to start thinking about our man of the match nominations. I'd say from St. Peter's side, there's a couple of mentions like Eddie Sheehy, James Fitz, and Luke, but I think special mention to James, first game back today all season. I think he's been an excellent addition. I'd like to pass over then to Stephen. What his thoughts on the St. Brendan side?
Yeah, look, there's been a couple of very good individual performances there. I think Ryan Conroy, he's 100 miles an hour. Ryan, I think he's been excellent in there. He's controlled the game not only from centre back, but with his vocal and his communication to a lot of lads as well. I think a lot of ball that's going into Mark McGonigal, he's done well with. I know the last one there was a good chance for a goal. And I think Matty Garrity, for a man that hasn't played football in nearly 16 months, has done himself rightly and kicked a few lovely scores. But I'm not sure who's going to pick this, but it's a difficult one.
You could have very easily given that to the chairman, Stephen.
Full-time whistle.
And that is the full-time whistle. And congratulations to St Brendan's. They've won the Junior B Cup, and a final scoreline of 2 goals and 6 points to 8 points.
I'm going to leave you here, lads. Now I'm going to go get my senior lads ready. But yeah, look, credit to Peters. Actually, a very, very good game of football. Delighted, obviously, for personal reasons from the Brendan's perspective. Delighted for those lads who put in training all year, and hoping we can go and complete the whole wrap now at 3 o'clock. But thanks very much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Stephen, and all the best for the final.
Well done to St Brendan's there, getting the victory. A good battling performance from Peters. Just that little bit of experience, the likes of Mark, Aaron, Fitzpatrick. As I said, Stephen's had to leave. I think the casting vote, I think let's give it to Matty Garrity, number 7 of St Brendan's. Thought his ability in the half-back, he really did very well. But well done to both clubs, and thanks very much, Anthony. It's been a great experience today. And I'll sign off here.
Very good. Thank you very much. And as we await for a trophy presentation here, we'll just sign off on the commentary for now. And just a reminder, we're closing in on the Lancashire Senior Football Championship final coming up at 3 o'clock. It's live and free here on YouTube. Don't forget to check that link. And we'll be back on comms just before 3 o'clock. We'll see you then.
Do you want to talk over the conversation? Do you know the people?
to see it, lads. Lots of new faces in the panel, so keep it going. Round of applause for Liverpool. Brendan's been the standing player for the last couple of years in the county. Great to see again a couple of new faces in the team. Junior B going strong. The appetite is before the main event this afternoon, so we won't stay around at the point. Going to call forward Ryan Conroy, the captain. The main event is coming up, but I said to our lads that the value of the Junior B competition in some ways is even more important than the actual senior trophy, because you get a lot of lads coming over from Ireland that might not be of senior football standard, and they need a social event to go to, they need people that they're friends to meet, they need housemates, jobs and all that, and Junior B provides that platform. So although St Brendan's obviously won the trophy today, I think it's to be shared about out between all the clubs that entered into the Junior B competition, because as well as the people coming over, we've got second, third, fourth generation Irishmen who were born in this country, who want to know what the culture is all about. And Junior B football gives them the chance to come and do that as well. And finally, Kelly, Barry, Gibbers, the chance for us all balls to play as well, and get angry and shout at people. So thank you very much. As a club, we'd just like to dedicate this to Peter Duff, Nicky Duff's dad, who sadly passed away this year. Thank you very much to the crowd, all the referees. St Peter's, hope we see you next season.
Here, Kex. Oh, you're a referee? Yeah, Matt.